boys and girls. Today we're going to be talking about how to add decimals. So you might be given a question that looks like this. And asked to add them. The key with decimals is to add them like an algorithm, stacking one on top of the other. And the key thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is lining up the decimals so that you're adding the same place value together. So you would put 3 and 2/10 on the top, and 4 and 1/10 on the bottom, and then you add them together just like you would a regular number. So we add 2/10 plus 1/10, which gives us 3/10. We continue the decimal place along so that we tell our reader that that's a tenth, not a 1. And we add 3 ones plus 4 ones, which give us 7 ones. Those questions are pretty easy. It gets a little more complicated when they don't have the same numbers in the place value. So for example, if we had to add 3.5 plus 7.115, okay? The common mistake we see people do is they put their numbers like this. They line up their last two numbers just like you would when you were working with whole numbers. Unfortunately, that means you're adding your tenths or your dimes with your hundredths or your pennies. Well, you can't add dimes and pennies together. That doesn't make any sense. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you line up your decimal. Okay, now we're adding our tenths with our tenths, or dimes with our dimes, and our dollars with our dollars, or ones with our ones. And all you need to do is add that imaginary 0, because remember, adding a 0 afterwards in a decimal does not change the value of it, it keeps it the same. So now we did the simple algorithm, 0 plus 5, which is 5, 5 plus 1, which is 6, and 3 plus 7, which is 10, which makes sense because $3.50 plus $7.15 equals $10.65. Okay, and the last type of question we want to look at together is adding decimals with regrouping. So if we were asked to add $3.65 plus $7.89, we know already from our previous ones that we need to put them one on top of the other, lining up our decimals. So we put $3.65 plus $7.89. Take a minute to check and make sure that we're adding the same things together. Our pennies are lined up, our dimes are lined up, and our dollars are lined up. So we know that 5 cents plus 9 cents is 14 cents. So we put our 4 on the bottom. We know that we can't put 14 down here, so we need to take that 10 and add it up here because that's where the dimes go. We add 1 plus 6, which is 7, plus 5 more, which is 15. So we put 5 down here and 1 at the top. We carry our decimal down so that we tell people this is in cents, not whole dollars. And we add our dollars together. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 7 more is 11. So we get $11.54. So just make sure you're carrying, because you know once you have 10 pennies, that's the same value as a dime, so it needs to go into the tenths column. And when we have 10 dimes together, we know it's the same as a dollar, so we need to put that in the dollar column so that we can add them all together. I know this question is not in dollars, but sometimes when we work with decimals, it makes more sense to work with dollars and pennies and coins, because that's what we're more familiar with. And I hope this helps you with your homework.